back with more Darkest Dungeon.
All right.
So I have a thing I want to talk about.
Oh, tell me.
Yes, me first, because because I'm afraid that if I don't jump on it right now, you're probably going to bring it up, and I'm going to get mad.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wait for downtime to go. Hit the ground running.
Well, this was a big deal to me. I was very shocked when I found out.
Okay, do tell.
So there was a thing that happened involving City of Heroes this week. Are you familiar with this?
I'm not aware of this. I don't play the game.
Well, I mean, I should hope not, because the game has been shut down.
Oh, has it been dead for a while?
For almost 10 years now.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
I'm not missing out on the buzz.
Actually, I think it's more like 6 or 7 years, but it's been a while. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
So City of Heroes.
City of Heroes. So City of Heroes was an MMORPG. It was one of the first really big ones. I think it was like after EverQuest, but before World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And it was a superhero MMO.
All right.
And it was a lot of fun. It's a great game. And the only reason it was shut down was because fucking NCSoft did not want it to be competing with Guild Wars 2.
All right.
And that made that made us all very angry. So after it was shut down, the community did what gaming communities do, and they started looking into private servers and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they just keep playing it on their own?
I mean, they tried. A lot of groups sprung up afterwards, either to try and there were different attempts. There were some people who tried to raise money so they could just straight up buy the IP from NCSoft.
Oh, okay.
There were people who were just trying to figure out how to do a private server, and there were people who just were going to take the basic concept and try to create
keys.
Right, keys. There were people who were just going to take the basic concept and make a successor game, something in the same vein. There were a few of those projects, and over time it was determined by people in the know on these things that it was just not feasible to make a private server.
Okay.
And so there have been lots of projects that have been kind of piddling along, but yeah. So the other day it came to light that
but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
The other day it came to light that not only has there a private server actually been active and working for about 6 years now, but there was a massive disinformation campaign ongoing the entire time.
All right.
To keep it a secret and to to prevent anybody from learning that these people have actually been playing City of Heroes on their own all this time.
Okay, because
which is pretty bad all of its own. But it turns out that apparently these people have been funneling money that they've been collecting for projects related to City of Heroes, like just making there's like a chat client somebody was trying to make that would just allow you to walk around in-game areas. You couldn't actually play the game. There's not going to be any powers or AI or anything.
Okay, but you could talk to people that you see walking around doing the stuff. I guess?
Exactly. You just have fun in the city.
All right, that sounds fun.
It turned out that was being run. The version that people have actually been playing around with. That's the same client that they've been using to make the actual private server.
Oh. Okay.
And they've been funneling. The money they've collected to keep that server, to keep the chat thing going.
Yeah.
That money was funneled into paying for their server costs
for
their private server.
Okay.
So basically, they've had their secret club going for years now.
Why would you even do that though? Why not let more people play? It's more fun with more people, right? Unless you really get off to being in the secret game.
Apparently, it's absolutely a secret club thing. It sounds like you could only play if you were invited.
Yeah.
And you were sworn to secrecy.
Right.
And if you tried to tell people what was going on, if you tried to spread word of the secret, then not only would people actually in the know pretend you were crazy,
right,
and try to silence you, but yeah, they were just. It was a massive gaslighting thing.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
I'm very sad and disappointed to find that this has been a thing.
That's nuts. I haven't even heard of Huh. I mean, because, okay, World of Warcraft has a bunch of private servers, right? And
yeah, it still does, as far as I know.
yeah, but... And I mean, I guess, theoretically, some of them could be invite-only, but you have ones that are for everybody, too. At the very least, I would have thought they would have made the private server for everybody, but then had the Illuminati server that only the cool...
That's the thing. It wouldn't be a big deal if there were servers everybody could play on, and then you just had your special Snowflake server.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But yeah,
why would you keep it a secret? Like, what do you gain from that?
There is only the special Snowflake server, and also you pretend that anybody who tries to tell people about your Snowflake server is crazy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, what do you gain from that, except you really just like the special feeling of being in a secret club?
I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, they just enjoy that they were playing a giant joke.
Yeah.
On the entire community.
That's crazy.
And the thing that's kind of weird about City of Heroes, and the reason why this is tragic for a lot of people, is that City of Heroes, people have a very strong connection with City of Heroes. Like, there's a very strong emotional connection there.
Yeah.
It's like the day that World of Warcraft finally shuts down, like, people are actually going to kill themselves.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, because their lives will be meaningless without it. Like, City of Heroes is not quite there, but it had an extremely strong community. So yeah, those people are like just devastated that their precious game has been possible to still play it all this time.
Oh man.
These people have apparently even been making like new content for the game. And they've just been keeping it all themselves. And now
taking people's money who aren't playing to do it.
Yeah. Well, here's the real kicker here, that apparently the reason they were able to pull this off was because they actually got the source code apparently from a developer on the project.
Oh, so they had a man on the inside.
The guy gave these people this code and said, "Here, take it, give it to the people." And they went,
"No."
yeah, well, we're gonna get right on
totally.
that. Yeah. And so, I mean, not only is that shitty, but that also means that they've been making money illegally.
Yeah.
Off NCSoft's intellectual property.
Man, that's like, I saw a documentary on Netflix about like 3D printers, and apparently, I forget what the name is now because it's 3D printers and I don't care, but one of the biggest 3D printing, like printer brands, started out as a crowd source, like collective, and they were like, hey, we want to make a 3D printer, everybody share all your data and ideas. But the guy that actually ran the site went to actually build the thing finally, but then he got wealthy backers, and the wealthy backers put in, you know, millions of dollars, and then all of a sudden he went, okay, we're shutting down the site, this is no longer a communal thing, this is my private property, nobody has access to the data anymore.
Holy shit.
And then people were like, oh god, you shithead. But the tragic thing is he would give his speeches, like he would go to events, or when he was speaking about the printer, because they were trying to sell, him and his wealthy backers were trying to market it, and he would be talking about the printer like, you know, people come out and go, yeah, this game is going to be groundbreaking. You know, he's hyping up his product, but he looked so sad. He had a profound look of sadness on his face, and he was a little muted. He didn't have that pep, and it was really sad because you could tell that his wealthy backers went, we own you now. You know, we gave you all the money. Fucking shut down that free. No one can have the data anymore.
Wow.
And they just had so much money that they turned him into his puppet, and then he just is selling his 3D printers, but he's clinically depressed now.
That's sad.
But
but yeah, so yeah, this guy who's been the ringleader of all this stuff. I mean, not only does the community hate him, and not only is the community like demanding that he, you know, release the code to the people, But also, apparently he was too dumb to like to give himself any degree of anonymity, like on his like websites and stuff.
Okay.
So his name is out there, and all the news sites who've been reporting on this
Like know where he lives.
have been reporting his actual name.
Oh god.
So it's probably only a matter of time until NCSoft, pushes criminal or files criminal charges
Yeah.
on this guy for stealing their shit.
I mean, I'd be more worried about like anonymous, like 4chan. You know, I'd be worried about actual hackers like coming after me for being a douchebag. Because that's how you get 4chan to ruin your life.
I mean, that's probably going to happen too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's going to be. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be like doxxed like crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
But he deserves it. So
Pretty much.
have at it, 4chan.
And I mean, hey,
You're doing the people's work.
but see what we hope happens, right, is that
Oh well, here's the fun thing.
Okay.
So apparently, after all this came out, the guy was like, "Oh man, you guys, you ruined the surprise. We had fully intended this entire time.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, to release this to commemorate City of Heroes' 15th anniversary. So if you had just waited a couple months, then we were totally going to share this with you, and we still will. We're totally going to share this with you. But the thing is that the 10th anniversary was was not that long ago, and would have been a perfectly valid time to to give people. To give this to the people and to not spend 5 additional years like using other people's money for your own entertainment.
I was gonna say, because I was about to say what we hope happens is that now that he's been caught, he goes, "Okay, guys, it was just in closed alpha. We were internally testing it.
Yeah.
We took so long that we wanted to get it right, but here you go, and we want that to happen before NCSoft sues him, because once NCSoft gets it back, you're not getting it either.
No.
So we need to get it from him before NCSoft does.
Right.
Right? So like, knock on wood, he won't get sued. Right?
No, I mean...
We don't want him to get sued because you want to play the game?
I mean, I do, but I'm so outraged by this that I would rather he be sued.
Then you get to play your beloved game.
I would rather he be punished for certain.
Wow. Now that's genuine avarice. That's just like
because I have made peace with the fact that City of Heroes is over.
Oh, I see. You already went through the stages of grief.
I went through all that. I was even extremely tempted to buy a lifetime membership to Champions Online, which is the other nowhere near as good as City of Heroes game.
Okay.
Made by a lot of the same developers.
Okay.
Who started the game. I was so tempted, but I held off, and I instead just bought a single month subscription so I could try it. And God, that is not a good game.
Oh, okay.
It has so many good things about it, but it is not actually a good game, and it is nowhere near City of Heroes. Like, it would have been an absolute waste of money if I ended up buying that membership.
Okay. So
I want justice to be done, and I want this guy to just be getting it in the prison shower like every day for the rest of his life.
Okay. See, because if it was me,
I want him to get the chair.
I would probably, just thinking about it, I would imagine I would just go, okay, if it's between him getting the chair or me getting to play, like, okay, it's like if we could bring back Kaijudo, formerly known as Duel Masters, right?
The game that literally only you and George care about.
Yeah. If we could bring that back, if it turns out that if there was a crowdfund for Kaijudo, right, and they made it's like we're gonna bring the game back, but then I found out that just some guy and his friend were just dueling each other with all our money. I would probably say, you know what? Okay, just give me the game. You know, I'd probably say I'd rather just have the game released instead of he gets the chair, but then the actual owner, who was it? Hasbro? Who did it in America?
No, it was actually Wizards.
Oh yeah, it was Wizards.
Yeah.
I would rather play the game than Wizards go, okay, we own it again. It's gone forever. Like, you know.
I mean, I don't know if Wizards was doing Kaijudo specifically, but I know that
They did Duel Masters.
Yeah, Duel Masters was them. They were trying to make Magic the Gathering for kids.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's me, I want my game before Wizards puts it in the vault. But you know, I feel you. I understand that some people just need the.
You're a better man than I, apparently. But no, there are some things in this world that just must be purged.
Okay. I get that.
It's just like Deadly Premonition.
Yeah. No, I understand that because I feel that way about some things. Well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so that was my big thing.
No, that's a cool story. Like, you know, I mean, let me say, you know, I hope that you just get to play the game.
Neat. Reynolds got the ability to be steady.
I hope you just get to play the game, and I hope that this guy just goes home and walks away. You know.
Why can't it be both?
Because...
¿Por qué no los dos?
Okay. It could be los dos, but you're going to have to pay. NCSoft is going to re-release it, but this time it's going to be... No, EA is going to buy it. Then they're going to release it, and then it's going to have microtransactions and all that shit.
Actually, from what I understand, NCSoft was so determined to put City of Heroes in the ground, they've actually destroyed like all the code. Like they're like, no, fuck you guys. You're gonna play Guild Wars 2 and like it.
Okay, so if they get it back, they will purge it from existence.
Basically.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not that they can get it back. Really, it's like they would sue. They would sue for like conversion and for like criminal larceny and stuff like that.
Well, I assumed that them just getting the code that the Elite Club was using would be part of the deal.
I mean, they would presume. I mean, the judge, if they prevail, the judge would probably just order the code destroyed.
Oh well, which is what they want anyway.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they could. They absolutely could. You know, could sue to get the code back, but NCSoft has no interest.
Right.
I mean, at the time, at least. I mean,
yeah.
Like, I know academically that Guild Wars 2 exists. Look at that! Wow, that dodge.
Yeah.
I know that Guild Wars 2 exists still, but I mean, do people? Is that game doing well? Are people playing that?
I think people still play it.
Like, that game sucked.
I played it for a minute. It was all right. I
was profoundly bored by it.
I think last year they updated it or something, or had an expansion.
It's been getting expansions and stuff, but expansions don't indicate whether or not a game is actually doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, World of Warcraft is ostensibly like in a downward slump right now, because I guess people haven't been very happy with the recent expansions. But
okay,
I mean,
they still have millions of
players. downward slump for Blizzard is like, well, all right, we buy one less vibranium toilet. This fiscal year.
So, okay, you reminded me of a story that also involves legal action, and I don't follow voice actors very much at all.
Mm-hmm. Neither do I. Yeah.
So this came as a surprise to me. But apparently, Vic Mignogna.
Oh yeah.
Who was Broly and like Edward Elric, I think. I forget.
I've never heard of that second character.
But yeah, he's suing Funimation and these two other voice actors. I don't know why. Because for defamation of character. Because.
Well, it came out that he's been a sexually abusive asshole for apparently a very long time.
Well, see, that's what I heard, but I also heard that it was kind of... And I mean, I don't know which is the truth, but I heard that he's suing them because he's like, this is defamation of character, and Funimation let him go basically because of like Me Too, like hashtag Me Too hype, where people said shit and then found some pictures of him like hugging girls at cons or kissing them on the cheek, and people talked, and the easier thing for Funimation to do was to just go, okay, you're done, we're letting you go.
I mean, that's not defamation of character.
Right, but I mean, well, I forget what he's actually.
I'm just saying, defamation of character is what like libel actions fall under, and so the bar for that for alleging a claim is that somebody has to have represented in the capacity of in a capacity of authority that an untrue thing is true. So if somebody came out and said, all right, I am Vic Mignogna's manager, and I'm just here to tell you that Vic Mignogna actually is a sexual predator. He fucks children and dogs and little girls and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You should throw stones at him. That would be slander, because that person is claiming that they have they have a basis for this being true and is telling other people it's true when it's not. But Funimation firing him because it has come out that he's apparently a sexual predator is not defamation. That's not defamation. At best, at absolute best, the best thing you can hope for is that's wrongful termination.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Because basically, the summary version is.
And I mean, if they didn't actually, the terms of his employment would be pursuant to whatever his contract is.
Yeah.
So unless they violate that contract, he's not got shit.
I mean, yeah. Basically, the short version is he's saying like, yeah, people accuse me of being like a sexual predator, and that's not true. They just took a bunch of crap out of context, and you guys believed it and like fired me wrongly.
Reynald's gonna have to go back to the asylum. He's got a guilty conscience now. Oh wow! Look, the Lamia. She became a drunkard now. She will only drink for stress relief.
That's awesome. I dig it.
I guess it's hard to be a snake girl.
Yeah. But
I mean, I would love to see what he's actually suing them for, because like if he can't do breach of contract, he's fucked on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's suing them for $1 million.
What are the damages?
Yeah, for damages. Let's see. He says that like Funimation and his other voice actors made false charges against him.
They made charges against him?
Yeah, this isn't the most detailed article here. So essentially, like I said, the short version is he's saying they took a bunch of pictures at a contest, are labeling him as sexually like bad.
Out of context.
Yeah.
You said contest.
Oh, out of context. And labeling him as bad, and he's like, no, like, all these pictures you're showing me is of me like hugging this girl, but like she wanted me to hug her for the picture or whatever. Or like another girl who came out and was like a picture came out where she was she was smiling really awkwardly in the picture because he had his arm around her, and she's like, oh, I was uncomfortable. But then they look at like other pictures she took at that same con, and she had the same stupid smile in like every picture she took.
I mean, that's not Funimation's fault.
So she's like, yeah, basically, yeah. The thing is, a lot of negative discourse emerged about him just within the public zeitgeist or whatever, and even though it wasn't true, Funimation just said, well, we don't care if it's true or not. It's just less work for us to let you go.
And they're allowed to do that. Legally, they have no liability here.
And so, I don't know what the contract is or whatever, but that's why he's suing them. Because he's like, you fired me for a wrongful, reason.
I mean, the judge is going to throw that right out. Like, there's no fucking way. That's not going to survive demurrer. There's no way he can make anything other than a breach of contract claim stick for this.
And he said something about how it interfered with his other work because he
Being fired interfered with his work?
no, because he got kicked. He got kicked out of. They let him go for some part in Ruby and like something else.
Yeah, he was Crow in Ruby.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until he got fired.
yeah. So he got rid of. So basically, other people took the same stance as Funimation. They're like, true or not, we're not going to do work. Get like, sorry, you know.
I mean, again, that's not Funny's fault.
Yeah. But anyway, him and fucking who is this lawyer? Ty Beard of Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes are demanding $1 million from Funimation, and that's it.
I would love to see what they're gonna present to prove that amount of damages.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's just no fucking way.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, it sucks. Like, it's a scummy reason to fire him, I guess, but I guess this is just a terrible world.
But it's not illegal is the problem.
I mean, don't work for Funimation. They'll let you go.
Especially if Funimation can prove that they had a reasonable basis for believing that those were true. Mm-hmm. Granted, then that would open them up to the question of, well, why the hell didn't you do something sooner? But that's a whole other case.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's funny. Well, I mean, if Vic is innocent of that stuff, I hope he prevails. But otherwise, fuck you, buddy. Like,
yeah. So that's the thing.
I can't get behind a lawsuit that flawed.
So I mean, just from my own knowledge, there's no like. I mean, basically, it's perfectly fine if your boss just wants to fire you instead of figuring out, if like these are actually true, if they're just too lazy to like do the investigation.
They have to fire you properly.
Okay.
Is the thing.
But I mean, if they cross all their T's and dot all their I's, their stance can just be like, "Hey, sorry you didn't do it, but we're too lazy. Get out now."
Yeah, I mean, you can fire somebody for basically anything. Like, you just need to do the paperwork properly.
Well,
like you can fire a guy because you think he smells, but you can't put that on the report.
You've got
to say like he wasn't meeting like your company's expectations or something.
Okay.
Like that's all I get. Like, I do a lot of wrongful termination stuff for work.
Well, this is the world we live in.
This is the world we're living.
Okay.
That's the problem with at-will employment. But I mean, to be fair, like you can't require that you can't require that somebody like continue to hire somebody who's a bad employee.
Right.
Like there actually is a problem where people who are too bulletproof, especially if they fall under protections for like disability or
right.
Or some kind of other protected class. Like we have had people who have clearly been taking advantage of the system, and then like when the company retaliates, then we have to step in and be like, no, you have to keep letting the scumbag leech off you. And I always hate those cases because I feel bad because there've been a lot of times when I've been like, I kind of agree with the company.
Yeah, but he's not breaking the rules.
If you've been on leave for 2 years, you should probably be fired after that point. But I mean, you got to follow the law.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's not about justice; it's about law. Damn it.
I mean, don't make me say
it doesn't matter whether you're wrong or right. Doesn't matter. What matters is if you're technically breaking the rules or not.
It cuts both ways because if you allow companies to flout the law because it's the right thing to do, then people will also flout the law for the wrong reasons. It's the whole vigilante thing.
Like on both sides, people just take it too damn far.
That's the problem. Like, it's a bad thing that Batman is working outside the law, but he's doing good things. But if other people were doing the Batman thing, they would probably not do it with the care that he does.
Yeah, but he only needs to do it because the law can't do shit that needs to be done.
But then you've got the Punisher who walks around
Right,
with
right.
and shoots people. So anyway,
Okay.
we'll see you guys next video.
Next time.